there, about it, of it, in it. Only one word in French, I, as in the letter Y. And welcome to 5 Minutes French Grammar Fixes. Bonjour et bienvenue à 5 Minutes French Grammar Fixes. Aujourd'hui, today, let's have a look at this little word I, which makes you sound much more sophisticated and more fluent, okay? First of all, let's start with the easiest thing about this word, where to put it in our sentence. So just forget what it means for a second and where it would be in your English sentence. In French, it's pretty straightforward. It's always just before the verb. In fact, you'll have used it in the expression il y a, which means there is, there are, and you've probably been told that it doesn't mean anything, that particular phrase. But as I've just said, you can see that it is just in front of the verb a. And the same thing happens when you use il y a, meaning ago. Je suis allée au Canada il y a 2 ans. Now, the only exception to this rule is when your verb is in the imperative mode. That is, you're giving an order, a piece of advice, as in mets-y du sel, add some salt, or vas-y, go for it. So now let's have a look at when I can use this word I. Not so much what it means, because if you look it up in the dictionary, you'll see, in fact, that there are many translations for it. And one of the most common ones, in fact, is there. And that's because I is often used with the verb aller, to go. When you use that verb aller, you must always specify where you're going. You cannot just say, I'm going. You have to say, I'm going there. You'll probably have heard this phrase, j'y vais, I'm going. But in fact, all you're saying is, I'm going there. And you'll probably also have heard, on y va, let's go. Literally, we there go. So use it with the verb aller in particular. I often replaces a place. Look at the examples here. And the second one is quite interesting. That's in fact, you can see that there is no English word to replace I, okay, and yet it has to be there. So you have to say j'y serai. Je n'y serai pas. I won't be. Je n'y serai pas. So you see, I enables you not to repeat some words. Basically, you can be more concise. But let's have a look at other examples when I can use I, so I do not repeat myself. I also replaces words referring to things and words which are preceded by the preposition a or au, au or aux, since those two words are in fact contractions of a with le or les. So look at the examples here. In fact, I replaces lots of words referring to things, not referring to a person though, and this is quite important. You can learn more about it in my 5 minutes French grammar fixes on indirect pronouns. So I replaces lots of words referring to things if the word has a preposition in front of it. Prepositions such as dans, sur, sous, devant, chez, derrière, en. Look at the examples here. And in particular, note that in the second example, it's tricky to remember to use I here because there is no word in your English sentence that triggers it. So practicing this with written exercises will help you acquire this automatism. But meanwhile, there are some good expressions with I that you can use to sound sophisticated. So here they are, just learn them by heart and start using them. J'y vais. On y va. On y va. Ça y est. J'y avais pensé. Je ne m'y connais pas trop en... Voilà. Je n'y suis pour rien. Oh, and by the way, you might hear this sound E when people speak fast and in a colloquial way, and it replaces il, as in he. So for example, you may hear il veut pas instead of il ne veut pas, he does not want to. Right, these are the basics for your little word I. There is another little word which also enables you to be more concise and prevents repetition, and that's the word en. En. Have a look at my 5 minutes French grammar fixes French en advanced to see how you can start using it.